So, hi guys, this is my health action project. It's called Applications of Music as a Therapy. So, why I chose this topic to do my project on, I'm very passionate about music and play multiple instruments, and personally I believe my own experiences of playing and listening to music has had a positive effect on my general well-being. So listening to or playing music is an activity that many of us take part in every day, and as part of my project I hope to provoke thought into how this behaviour can encourage well-being and also promote the use of music therapy in a clinical setting. So firstly, let's begin with examining the benefits that music used simply as a form of entertainment has on the individual. And here's a quote which I think sums up what my project is trying to do very well. It's from Manfred Clynes, who wrote the book Music, Mind, Brain and the Neuropsychology of Music. He used the words "look beneath the surface of the art and into its psychological absorption," which is what I'm trying to do in this project. So music's therapeutic and beneficial nature has been recognised throughout history and has caught the attention of many great philosophers, including the world-renowned Friedrich Nietzsche. Music unites all qualities. It can exalt us, divert us, cheer us up, or break the hardest of hearts with the softest of its melancholy tones. So some interesting properties of listening and playing music include mood regulation, provoking of memories, non-verbal communication, and social interaction. So let's take the example of mood regulation. Music can trigger neurochemical processes which enhance positive moods and well-being. It also impacts physiological processes such as heart rate, blood pressure and respiratory rate, which can be associated with maybe states of anxiety and depression, where physiological processes such as a raised heart rate, higher blood pressure and respiratory rate are symptoms of conditions as such. So now let's look at how some of these previously mentioned benefits have been amalgamated into a therapy called music therapy. So music therapy is an innovative and expansive new therapy option which uses musical exercises to achieve non-musical health-related benefits. Music therapy is becoming an increasingly available option in rehabilitation programs and development programs required by both stroke patients and individuals who have conditions on the autism spectrum. So now let's look at music therapy's use in stroke rehabilitation. The health implications of suffering a stroke can be devastating. Difficulties afterwards can arise in physical areas such as mobility and speech and language, as well as psychological areas such as short and long-term memory loss. Music therapy has addressed many of these areas and created multiple therapy options to help the individual recover some functions which are part of daily activities. So now let's look at a YouTube video of an innovative new treatment which is attempting to help stroke patients regain full mobility of hand movements which were disrupted by a stroke.
But it can also do much more.
CBS 2's Dr. Max Gomez explains how music is helping stroke patients literally regain function.
Stroke survivor Janet Johnson says she wasn't seeing results after years of traditional hand therapy.
I couldn't write very well. I couldn't type. And I was a super fast typist before.
Johnson heard about a study at the University of California, Irvine, testing a device called the Music Glove.
It's a musical game where you have notes coming at you, demanding you to keep moving every few seconds.
The FDA-approved glove has sensors that track a user's hand movements, mimicking pincer and pinch grips, movements that are key to regaining function in the hand after a stroke.
You want to practice doing the things that are like the things that you want to be able to do in your daily life.
Researchers found patients using the glove made more progress than those using traditional stroke exercises, gaining 20 to 30% more motor function.
You can only, move a bean from left to right so many times. If they're not driven and they're not motivated, then they probably won't follow through and they won't change.
Users reported regaining the ability to open doors, wash dishes, and use silverware. Johnson says she was even typing again 2 weeks after testing the glove.
It's not tedious, it's not boring, it's a lot of fun.
And she's now using her hand more than she ever thought possible. While the music glove is attached to the hand, it's actually helping to rewire the brain. Repetition forces the undamaged parts of the brain to take over for the cells that were lost as a result of the stroke. Music is what makes a repetition fun, so the patient keeps doing it. Dr. Max Gomez, CBS 2 News.
And Dr. Max says there's even a home version of the music glove so patients can do their therapy whenever they want. It costs about $1,200 and is not covered by insurance.
So the neurological explanation behind these benefits. There is a strong neurological association between the auditory and motor systems of the brain. Rhythmic and tonal properties of music increase the regeneration of plasticity in the brain, hence reopening pathways and regaining cognitive and motor function. MRI scans carried out in patients before and after music therapy treatment have proven that the therapy has led to plastic changes in the cerebral motor cortex. So particularly in stroke rehabilitation, people undergo music therapy, perform a piece of music, and even performing the most simple piece of music requires a high level of focus, as the brain is often completing many tasks at once. Examples of these tasks are spatial awareness, such as being able to move around an instrument and know where the correct note is. Dexterity, being efficiently to move between notes and keep up with the music. Rhythm and timing, but also pitch, and that's the ability to be able to create the correct note from the instrument being used. So here's a brief definition of autism. People with autism often have difficulty communicating, primarily because of the tendency for obsessive focus and not being able to understand subtle verbal and non-verbal cues. In fact, one of the first indicators of autism is difficulty in communication.
The healing powers of music therapy. Imagine a world where sounds had no meaning to you other than a jumble of discordant noise that hurt your ears. Imagine not knowing that the words that came out of people's mouths meant something, that each word was a symbol that stood for something else. Think what it would be like if the lawnmower, the telephone, and the human voice all sounded the same to you. This is the world of many nonverbal autistic people. Due to severe sensory integration issues and other factors as of yet to be discovered, many people on the more severe end of the autism spectrum cannot interpret the sounds they hear. This is a big reason why they can't talk. They don't realize language has meaning, and why noise bothers them so much. Now imagine a child a bit higher functioning. She has some words and she understands what words are for, but she struggles to put them together. It is a lot of stress on her system to be able to search for the word that matches what she's thinking and feeling, and use her possibly underdeveloped vocal muscles to say them. It does not come naturally for her. Now enter the idea of music therapy for both these children and for everyone on the autism spectrum. What is the advantage of music therapy over speaking? Music is a more primal, natural, patterned way of communicating. People with no communication abilities have been shown to respond to and seemingly connect with music therapy. People with autism like patterns. Music is full of patterns. Music has rhythm. It is something that they can feel rather than think about. It is something they don't have to interpret, and it can be used, some say, as a bridge to learning about speech or improving an autistic child's speech and communication abilities. What is music therapy? Music therapy is different than learning to play an instrument. It is not instruction in music. Rather, a music therapist uses a variety of tools, knowledge, and creativity to create musical environments where an autistic client feels comfortable. The great thing about music therapy is that it requires no verbal ability. A person can pick up a bell, bang a piano, or shake cymbals without needing to talk. And in this way, they can start to communicate with others through music. In some ways, music is an ancient form of communication, perhaps our oldest form. Music therapists can build relationships with previously unreachable children by using the power of music to teach them. For higher functioning students on the autism spectrum, music can be a creative outlet in addition to helping regulate behavior. Music therapy helps children focus and relieves anxiety and frustration. When people on the autism spectrum are in a musical environment, they're able to interact with their peers, and often their conversational skills are more appropriate. For additional information on music therapy, as well as other innovative therapies to help people on the autism spectrum, see the book New Hope for Autism by Craig Kendall. For more information on this book and to sign up for my free newsletter, click on the link below or go to www.aspergersociety.org/New Hope.
One of the main practicalities of music therapy is its home access. This is relevant for both stroke patients and individuals with autism, and examples of such home-based music therapy are the music glove, and that parents can carry out elements of the therapy with autistic children at home. Other practicalities of music therapy include no previous experience or knowledge of musical performance is needed, and it can also be carried out on the most basics of instruments, many things that people have at home already, such as drum pads, keyboards, piano. So there are widespread health benefits. Music therapy is beneficial to all aspects of health for all patients. So first we have the physical rehabilitation of stroke patients, but also huge mental health benefits such as positive emotions from playing and listening to music. So music therapy also improves social health. It offers a non-verbal method of communication. Both stroke patients and autistic individuals often struggle with verbal communication, and playing music allows individuals to express themselves and their emotions without verbal communication. This sense of very basic communication can be very rewarding to an individual whose verbal communication has been very much restricted.